what? It's interesting because you bring up the social context in terms of how love is created. So let's go to Reconstruction era. If Black men were going up north, leaving families to look for work, so that because of what was going on socially, what was going on in America, and what forced people to do what they had to do, that's how love was created, generated. Relationships were kind of managed and orchestrated because of what was going on in the world. And it's similarly, you're saying, listen, it's because of what's going on in the world. You know, this is a reaction to what y'all are doing. You're not letting us in. And I think that there's a social construct that you have to look at love in too. That's my take on it. And I'm wondering if that ever is a consideration for you.
Love in too.
You have to bring love in also.
Oh, okay,
gotcha. When you think about love, that you have to bring in this idea of, well, what are the times in which we are living? I think it kind of informs what love could potentially look like.
Well, I love this country, which is why I'm fighting for DEI. The foundational values of this country, our premise is that we should all be able to create the world we want, that we should be able to have our American dream. Mm-hmm. If you love this country, then you should want to do everything possible to make it live up to its ideals. And that kind of love resonates for me. And it makes me move harder in the spaces where people are telling me I'm not permitted, or where they're trying to block others from getting access. When I think about your 7-year-old daughter or my nieces and nephews, when I think about your parents, they deserve to be in a country that loves them as much as we love our country.
Amen.
And that love has to have an active force to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't simply be that we not only bring love in, we have to demand love for. And that's part of writing romance. I'm going to make you love me. You may not know me, but you're going to love me. And it's creating this lived experience where love has to be an active force. It cannot be a passive hope.
It makes me think about patriotism, right?
Mm-hmm.
And other people who love this country just as much, but their ideals are different, right? So So based on their ideals, they're putting the same kind of energy into fighting for the country they want as the energy that we're putting into fighting for the ideals of the country that we want. Mm-hmm. So there's like this, it's like we're both going head to head with this, this understanding of how much we love. We're putting our love at the forefront of our fight.
And proving it trying to prove it in so many different ways. It looks totally different.
It does, and it is, but I will say two things. One, we're right and they're wrong, because, and I can prove it.
1 and 2.
Because love that requires the destruction of another isn't love. How can you love a country without loving the people in it? How can you love a country without loving the ideals it espouses? How can your love be real if your love requires excising so many of the pieces that make up what you say you love? And that's the place where I have tension. My notion of love is that it's expansive and inclusive, and that it adapts. I don't need you to agree with me, but I need you to align with me. But when your love demands my destruction, that's not love. That's a power grab.
Hey, comrades, if you are enjoying the episode, join the conversation. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Don't get yourself blocked. Keep it clean.